Number 1. Culture shocks in Japan. Number 1. Cultural shocks in Japan. In Japan, you'll hardly ever see any homeless people. According to official reports, the rate of homelessness in the country is extremely low, almost zero. However, this seems unlikely when you consider that even the most developed nations haven't been able to completely eliminate homelessness. The truth is, in Japan, they don't disappear. They simply hide. In Japanese culture, becoming homeless is not only a sign of poverty, but is also considered a personal failure, especially for men. Honor is valued more highly than hunger. So many choose to live quietly, avoiding public spaces, not begging, not sleeping on the streets, and doing their best to conceal their situation. It's not just culture that creates this absence. Japan's legal system and urban design also contribute to pushing them out of sight. Begging in public can be considered a disturbance. Many parks close early to prevent people from sleeping overnight. And even public benches are often curved or have armrests in the middle, making it impossible to lie down. Another striking thing you'll notice when walking around Japanese streets is how rare public trash bins are. After the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway, the government removed most public trash cans to strengthen security and prevent dangerous materials from being hidden. Since then, the number of trash bins has remained limited. Found only in essential places like train stations, convenience stores, or in front of vending machines. But what's truly surprising is that Japan's streets are still remarkably spotless. If people have trash, they simply put it in a bag and take it home to dispose of it instead of throwing it away carelessly. Keeping the environment clean is considered a personal responsibility and doesn't require reminders. Another cultural shock in Japan is related to its underground world. For those who don't know, Japan's organized crime groups are called the Yakuza. And like many criminal organizations around the world, they have a tradition of full-body tattoos. But what sets them apart is that Yakuza tattoos are highly artistic, not merely meant to intimidate or display violence. Dragons, tigers, goddesses, cherry blossoms, and other intricate designs are all hand-poked, symbolizing honor, loyalty, and status within the organization. Because of the deep respect for these tattoos, there are cases where after a Yakuza member dies, their tattooed skin is preserved. This is usually done with prior consent from the individual, and the tattooed skin is treated and stored for long-term preservation, serving artistic and historical research. If you want to see them in person, you can visit the University of Tokyo Museum, where historical tattoo specimens dating back to the 19th and 20th centuries are still on display. Can you guess where Japan's homeless people actually live? Share your guesses in the comments below. Number 2. The Japanese are at risk of extinction. The Japanese population. Number 2. The Japanese population is on the verge of extinction. Could truly disappear from the map forever within a few centuries if the country's birth rate continues to decline as it is now. Since the late 1972, Japan's fertility rate has been plummeting, dropping from over 2 children per woman to just about 1.15, one of the lowest rates on the planet. Every year, more than 1.5 million people pass away, while only around 770,000 babies are born. Meaning the population is shrinking by nearly 800,000 people annually. If this trend doesn't change, by the year 2070, there might be only one Japanese child under the age of 14 left in Yamanashi Prefecture to welcome tourists. And in fact, you don't need to wait until 2720 to see this reality. Because even now, many villages in Japan already have almost no children and are slowly disappearing from the map. One such place is Nagoro village in the Iya Valley of Tokushima Prefecture. It was once home to more than 300 residents, but now fewer than 30 remain, most of them over 70 years old. For more than a decade, not a single child has been born there. The local school had to close down because there were no students left. To fill the eerie emptiness, an elderly woman handcrafted over 350 scarecrows and placed them throughout the village to represent those who had passed away or moved elsewhere. It is projected that by 2040, about 500 towns and villages in Japan will completely disappear from the administrative map due to the lack of newborns. The Japanese government has tried almost everything to reverse the situation, from increasing childbirth subsidies and extending parental leave to methods that sound like science fiction, such as AI-powered matchmaking. Single people only need to register their information, and the AI takes care of finding them a match. Although the results haven't been remarkable, there have been some signs of hope. In Saitama Prefecture alone, more than 300 couples have found their partners through the AI system in recent years. Some local governments are going even further, offering free houses or renting them out for zero cost to families with young children who are willing to relocate. In some areas, they even provide subsidies ranging from $15,000 to $20,000 for each newborn baby. There are even more unconventional ideas, such as legalizing polygamy or a recent plan to allow 500,000 young Indians to live and work in Japan. The government says this is to compensate for the labor shortage, but online speculation suggests that these Indian gentlemen are also expected to help boost the birth rate. What do you think about Japan's efforts to escape this birth rate crisis? Share your thoughts below. Number 3. Japanese women spend big. Number 3. Japanese women spend lavishly on men. Japanese women are famous around the world for their style, which is both elegant and irresistibly cute. They don't chase after sharp or seductive beauty, but instead focus on kawaii, which means sweet, youthful charm. From their smooth, fair skin and naturally soft hair to their gentle and graceful fashion choices, every detail is carefully considered to highlight femininity and youthfulness. Interestingly, many Japanese women look much younger than their actual age. And you might be surprised to learn that the woman who looks like a high school student is actually in her 30s. It's not just their appearance. Their voices are also a special kind of weapon. Instead of speaking loudly or forcefully, Japanese women often choose to speak softly, clearly, and with a slightly high pitch, creating a sweet, pleasant tone that feels like listening to a soothing piece of music. Even the way they walk is an important part of their unique charm. Many Japanese women have a signature walking style known as pigeon-toed, which means their toes point slightly inward when they walk instead of being parallel or pointing outward as usual. This makes each step appear small, shy, and slightly bashful, as if they are delicately tiptoeing through life. Some believe that traditional Japanese sitting and kneeling postures have gradually shaped their bone structure over time. But the main reason is that Japanese women feel they look cuter and more feminine when they walk this way. Many people think Japanese women are shy and reserved, but in reality, they are far more open than you might expect. For example, you probably wouldn't believe that they're willing to spend thousands of dollars on a man just to have him talk to them, right? In fact, Japan has places called host clubs, which are bars where handsome, well-mannered men are paid simply to sit, pour drinks, chat, and make female guests feel like the most special person in the room. What's surprising is that Japanese women are willing to spend unbelievable amounts of money on this experience. On average, one night at a host club can cost anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s. And big spenders are not afraid to drop tens of thousands just to have their favorite hosts spend more time with them. Some see it as a form of luxury entertainment. Others consider it a reward after long, stressful workdays, and some simply want to fill the emotional void left by modern life. Would you like to discover more interesting sides of Japanese women's love lives and personalities? If so, comment number 1 and we'll reveal more for you. Number 4. In Japan, monks can eat meat and get married. Japan is number 4. In Japan, monks can eat meat and get married, one of the most complex countries in the world when it comes to religion. The native religion of the Japanese people is Shinto, which accounts for about 70% of the population. In Shinto belief, everything from animals and rivers to mountains, and even a passing breeze, has a spirit and deserves to be revered. Another unique feature of Shinto is that it is an entirely polytheistic religion. While many major religions around the world, such as Christianity or Islam, believe in a single supreme deity, Shinto has as many as 8 million gods, and none of them hold the highest position. However, alongside Shinto, around 67% of Japan's population also practices Buddhism. You might wonder how Buddhism can make up 67% if Shinto already accounts for 70%, right? This is exactly what makes Japan special. People here do not view religion as an exclusive choice, but rather as a part of their culture and daily life. As a result, many Japanese practice both Shinto and Buddhism at the same time, and some even follow Christianity as well, without seeing any contradiction. Moreover, Buddhism in Japan has many unique characteristics that differ greatly from what you might know about the religion. For example, in Japan, a monk can get married, have children, eat meat, drink alcohol, and still continue their religious practice as usual. Many temples in Japan are even passed down from generation to generation like family property, much like an inherited profession. Additionally, many temples in Japan today operate like actual businesses. They have websites and mobile apps and offer a wide range of services from funerals and wedding ceremonies to meditation classes, yoga sessions, and even online Lucky Charm sales. Some temples even open cafes or rent out their spaces for events. Since the 20th century, many new religions, with their own beliefs and teachings, have also emerged in Japan. They are not extreme or dangerous, but their methods of spreading their faith can be quite bothersome. Some groups often knock on strangers' doors to talk about the truth of life or ways to save the soul. Others approach people on the street and invite them to free meditation sessions. If you don't refuse them clearly, there's a good chance they will come back the next day to ask again. Many people say they have received handwritten letters or flyers from the same religious group multiple times in a single month. Their level of persistence sometimes makes it feel like you're dealing with a marketing team rather than religious missionaries. These groups don't only target Japanese people, but also reach out to foreigners living and working in Japan. They prepare materials in various languages, and some people have shared that even when they pretended not to understand Japanese, they were still handed a book written in their own native language. What do you think about monks eating meat and getting married? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Strange services in Japan. In Japan, if you can't bring yourself to break up with someone, there are people who will do it for you. Not your friends or family, but a professional service with a clear process and transparent pricing. All you need to do is provide the necessary information, and they will meet your ex on your behalf. Say everything you want to say, stay calm for you, and leave at the right moment. If needed, they will even help you pack up anything related to your ex, delete photos from social media, and rearrange your room so you won't be tempted to go back. And if your relationship hasn't ended, but you've made a mistake, such as cheating, being late for work, or saying something that upset someone, Japan also offers apology services. The person you hire will meet the other party, bow at the proper angle, use the right words for the situation, and take full responsibility with utmost professionalism. Some companies even offer traditional-style apologies, complete with formal attire, short prayers, and the classic triple bow you often see in historical dramas. For a fee ranging from a few dozen to a few $100s depending on the situation, you can outsource your remorse without having to bow yourself. If that still doesn't sound unusual enough, imagine lying in a coffin, dressed in funeral clothes, surrounded by people chanting prayers for your soul. But the important thing is, you're still alive and witnessing everything. This is a real service in Japan where people can experience their own funeral while they're still living. From the moment you step into the coffin to the point where you're rolled out as if your soul has ascended, Every detail is carefully staged. The purpose is to let you temporarily step away from your chaotic life and look at it from a perspective no one hopes to face too soon. If you don't need to break up, don't need to apologize, and don't need to fake your own death, but you simply need to be scolded, Japan still has someone ready to do that for you. These people act as moral instructors who come to your home, sit across from you, and clearly explain why the way you're living is wrong. They can be as gentle as a loving mother, or as strict as a frustrated manager chasing a deadline. This service is especially popular among young people who feel lazy, lost, or just need someone to yell some sense into them. Beyond these already bizarre services, Japan also has an entire market dedicated to even more unusual personal needs. You can, for example, rent a temporary boyfriend or girlfriend for photo shoots, hire someone to come to your house and wake you up every morning instead of an alarm clock, or rent an entire room just to smash things when you're too angry to stay calm. In short, it doesn't have to make sense if there's a demand. Japan's service industry has it covered. Number 6, Japan is living in the year 2050. People. Number 6. Japan is already living in the year 2050. Often say that Japan is living in the year 2050, and that's not an exaggeration. One of the most striking examples is their smart toilets. In Japan, almost every toilet is equipped with a range of advanced features: heated seats, user detection sensors, warm water cleaning modes, automatic deodorizing, self-opening and closing lids, and even music to create a sense of privacy. Some toilets in airports and shopping centers can greet users, display the weather, or suggest nearby services when they detect someone through sensors. A few high-end models can even remember your preferred settings such as water temperature and nozzle position if you're a regular user. This is a level of smart that most of the world hasn't even imagined yet. Japan is also one of the few countries in the world that has successfully implemented fully unmanned convenience stores. With AI cameras, automatic scanners, and tracking sensors, customers can pick up their items, pay, and leave without any human interaction. Interestingly, these stores are not limited to city centers, but can also be found in suburban areas and small towns. The country is also home to a unique and widespread system of fully automated multi-story parking garages. Drivers simply park their cars in a designated bay, and the system automatically rotates, lifts, and stores the car in an available space inside the parking tower. When it's time to retrieve the vehicle, a simple action brings it right back to you. Japan doesn't just focus on technology for the healthy and able-bodied. It also pays special attention to innovations that support vulnerable groups. Almost every sidewalk in the country is equipped with tactile yellow guidance blocks for the visually impaired, a feature that no other country has deployed so extensively. In many train stations, specialized wheelchair lifts have been integrated since early on, and care robots for the elderly have become common in nursing homes. Another fascinating innovation is Japan's transparent public toilets. These restrooms are built with smart glass. When unoccupied, the walls are completely transparent, allowing passers-by to see inside and check if the facility is clean. But once someone enters and locks the door, the glass instantly turns opaque, ensuring complete privacy. Another remarkable invention is the self-heating and anti-icing street system. In cold cities like Sapporo and Hokkaido, warm water is continuously pumped beneath the road surface through underground pipes, melting snow as soon as it falls. This helps vehicles move safely and prevents pedestrians from slipping. Thanks to this system, even during long and harsh winters, Japanese streets remain clear and safe without the need for manual snow removal like in many other countries. Do you agree that this country is decades ahead of the rest of the world? If you do, comment number 2 below. Number 7. Japan's unexpected number 7. The unexpected military power of Japan. Military power. Many people still think of Japan as merely an economic powerhouse with little military strength. But let's not forget, This is the same nation that was once one of the most formidable military forces in the world and a direct catalyst for the outbreak of World War II. After the war, Japan was bound by a pacifist constitution, which only allowed it to maintain self-defense forces instead of a regular army. On paper, Japan has about 247,000 active personnel, a number that may seem weak compared to the millions of troops fielded by major military powers. However, what sets Japan apart is the quality of its forces. Rather than functioning as a simple self-defense unit, all personnel are trained and organized like regular soldiers, equipped with modern combat skills, capable of joint operations, and prepared for large-scale deployment. Beyond that, Japan also has a well-trained reserve force, with many members receiving training as early as their university years. This means that when necessary, Japan can expand its military to millions while still maintaining a high level of combat readiness. The Navy is a prime example of Japan's underestimated strength. Many assume that its role is limited to patrolling territorial waters. But in reality, Japan operates more than 150 warships, including around 40 modern destroyers equipped with technology comparable to that of the West. Its two large helicopter carriers were once capable of carrying only helicopters, but they have recently been upgraded with new flight decks and special support systems that allow F-35B fighter jets to take off and land. As a result, they now function as true aircraft carriers, enabling Japan to project military power far beyond its shores. Japan's air force is also far stronger than most people realize. The country currently operates more than 400 fighter jets, including over 120 Farrads, 35 seconds. And the only nation that possesses more of these aircraft is the United States. Ground-based radar networks, surveillance satellites, and early warning aircraft allow Japan to monitor the skies over Northeast Asia with almost no blind spots. Finally, what makes Japan truly formidable is its industrial capability. More than 40% of the world's high-precision machine tools are manufactured in Japan, forming the backbone for producing all kinds of advanced weapons. Major corporations can switch their production lines from cars or civilian robots to tanks and missiles within just a few weeks. And with over 5 million engineers and skilled technicians, Japan can ramp up military production faster than most other countries. Number 8, the most populous capital city in the world. Number 8, the most populous capital city in the world. Tokyo is the most densely populated urban area on the planet, with more than 37 million people living in its greater metropolitan region. That number alone would be enough to form a separate country if it were independent from Japan. Yet what's fascinating is that the city almost never experiences traffic jams. Transportation runs like Swiss clockwork, and even during rush hour, everything moves with an almost unbelievable level of order. If you want to witness Tokyo's crowd density with your own eyes, head to the Shibuya crossing. In just one green light cycle, more than 3,000 people can cross the street at once, creating a perfectly organized chaos that only Tokyo can offer. Many people don't realize that Tokyo is not technically classified as a city. Administratively, it is designated as a 2, which means a special metropolitan region. Tokyo doesn't have a single city government, but instead is made up of 23 central wards, along with dozens of surrounding satellite cities. Simply put, Tokyo is a mega metropolis assembled from many smaller cities. So when someone says, "I live in Tokyo," they might actually live several dozen kilometers away from the city center. Culturally, Tokyo is like a miniature version of all of Japan. Here you can find everything from ancient temples, sumo training halls, and kabuki theaters to vibrant anime-filled districts like Akihabara and Harajuku. Tokyo also holds the record for having the most Michelin-starred restaurants in the world. Some sushi restaurants here have been around since the 19th century, serving only 10 guests at a time, and you may need to book several months in advance just to get a seat. Public transportation in Tokyo is another specialty that leaves visitors in awe. The city boasts the most complex subway and high-speed train network on Earth, with more than 13 main lines and hundreds of stations. It serves around 40 million passengers every single day, a number larger than the entire population of Canada. Trains running 1 minute late are considered rare here. And if that happens, the station will issue apology slips for you to show your boss. And here's something even more fascinating. Tokyo doesn't just exist above ground. Beneath the surface lies a second Tokyo, with hundreds of kilometers of tunnels connecting shopping centers, train stations, malls, and office complexes. People here can go to work, have lunch, and shop all day without ever setting foot outside. Number 9. Nightlife in Number 9. Nightlife in Japan. Nightlife culture is an essential part of life in Japan. And it's no exaggeration to say that this country has one of the most vibrant and diverse night scenes in the world. When the city lights come on, izakaya start to fill up and become the go-to gathering spots after work. These are traditional Japanese pubs where people can eat, drink, and chat freely. The menu at an izakaya is usually very diverse, offering drinks like sake, umu, and sho, along with a wide range of snacks such as grilled chicken skewers known as yakari, edamame beans, and various fresh sashimi. An interesting feature many izakayas offer is nomi hodai, which means you can drink as much as you want within a set period of time. This is a favorite option for groups of friends or coworkers who want to keep the fun going without worrying about the bill skyrocketing. Another indispensable part of Japanese nightlife is karaoke. This is where the concept of entertainment is taken to another level, as anyone can become a singer in a private room equipped with a big screen, microphones, and a multilingual song library. Besides karaoke, major cities like Tokyo and Osaka are full of bars and clubs with a wide variety of styles. From cozy craft beer pubs and elegant whiskey bars to lively nightclubs in areas like Shinjuku, Roppongi, and Doonbury. For those who aren't into alcohol, there are late-night manga cafes, arcades open until the early hours, and entertainment centers with bowling, billiards, and darts. Some venues even operate 24 hours a day. Beyond these popular options, Japan also offers many unique nighttime experiences. Some museums, aquariums, and parks stay open late, giving visitors a completely different perspective after dark. Observation decks like the Tokyo Skytree let you take in the breathtaking sea of lights from above, while night cruises on rivers or bays reveal a dazzling view of Tokyo under the city lights. During winter, illumination festivals transform the streets into a fairy tale landscape. And for those seeking more adventure, many choose to climb Mount Fuji at night to witness the sunrise from its peak. One factor that makes Japan's nightlife especially appealing is its safety. Japan is one of the countries with the lowest crime rates in the world, so exploring the streets or enjoying nightlife activities can be done with complete peace of mind. The public transportation system operates until around midnight or 1 a.m., and many entertainment venues stay open until the first train of the morning departs. Number 10. Mysterious places that remain. Number 10. Mysterious places with no explanation unexplained. At the foot of majestic Mount Fuji lies a vast green forest that appears peaceful from above, but the Japanese call it Jukai, while the rest of the world knows it by a far more chilling name, the Aokigahara Suicide Forest. Aokigahara is infamous as a place where many people have chosen to end their lives. Since the end of World War II, the number of suicides here has increased every year to the point where police had to place warning signs at various entrances with messages like, "Life is precious, and think of your family." But what makes this forest strange is not just the heartbreaking stories. People who venture into it often report that their electronic devices malfunction, compasses spin uncontrollably, and GPS systems fail to work accurately. Scientists explain this by pointing to the highly magnetic volcanic rock beneath the ground, but many believe it is caused by the negative energy of thousands of restless souls still lingering there. Local guides often advise visitors not to enter the forest alone and to bring ropes to mark their way out, as some people have wandered into the sea of trees and never returned. Aokigahara is terrifying not only because of the ghost stories that surround it, but also because of the strange physical phenomena that disorient people deep within its depths. If Aokigahara is known for its unexplainable phenomena, then Inunaki Village in Fukuoka Prefecture haunts the Japanese imagination because of its non-existence. On official maps, you won't find any village named Inunaki. Yet, locals insist that it is real. Legend has it that this village was once home to a community isolated from the outside world. One day, for reasons unknown, the entire population vanished without a trace. When the government built a highway through the area, official maps completely omitted the village as if it had never existed. However, those who have dared to search for Inunaki say that, as they venture deeper into the forest, they encounter roads leading to nowhere, strange signs reading, "The law has no power here," and abandoned houses that no one dares to touch. What makes the place even more mysterious is that phone signals and GPS almost completely disappear upon entering the area believed to be Inaki. No one has ever provided definitive proof that the village existed. Yet the number of people who have gone missing while trying to explore the area only deepens the mystery. The Japanese government has never confirmed nor denied the existence of the village, and perhaps that is precisely what makes it so terrifying. Number 11. Japan's most unusual festivals. Among Japan's strangest festivals, Kanemaru Matsuri definitely ranks near the top. Held every April at Kaneyama Shrine in Kawasaki, this festival celebrates the phallus. It may sound strange, but the event actually dates back to the 17th century and is rooted in prayers for fertility, a happy marriage, and prosperity in business. The highlight of the festival is the parades featuring giant phallic-shaped objects made of wood, metal, or even giant candy carried through the streets, accompanied by lively music and cheering crowds. Shops in the area sell a wide variety of penis-shaped souvenirs, from candy and jewelry to cups and toys, creating a scene that is both humorous and unique, unlike anything you'll see elsewhere. Beyond its entertaining aspect, Kanemaru Matsuri also carries a meaningful social message. A large portion of the festival's revenue is donated to organizations that support HIV and AIDS research and patient care. The festival is also a space for breaking taboos and having open conversations about topics traditionally considered sensitive in Japanese society, such as sexuality and reproductive health. In contrast to the lighthearted atmosphere of Kanemaru Matsuri, Namahage Matsuri is known for its eerie and mystical vibe. Held every February in Akita Prefecture, the festival is based on an ancient legend that tells of demon-like beings called Namahage, who appear at the start of the new year to deliver warnings and blessings to humans.
The most striking part of the festival is when men from the village dress up as Namahage, wearing fearsome demon masks and straw costumes, and carrying wooden knives as they go door to door. They shout phrases like, "Are there any naughty children here?" to remind kids to behave and adults to work hard in the coming year. Although the scene can be intimidating, locals believe that the Namahage bring good luck, ward off evil spirits, and ensure a peaceful year for families.
And if you think Japanese festivals are just about parades, dancing, and floats, Hadaka Matsuri will surely change your mind. During this festival, thousands of men wearing nothing but a traditional white loincloth called a fundoshi gather at shrines in the winter to take part in a sacred ritual for good fortune. The most dramatic part of the event is the battle to catch sacred wooden sticks thrown from the shrine's balcony at night. Whoever catches one is believed to be blessed with luck and prosperity for the entire year. Number 12. Famous Japanese dishes. 12. Japan's most famous dishes. When it comes to Japan, sushi is impossible to overlook. This dish has crossed borders to become a global culinary icon. What makes sushi special is not just that each slice of fish is carefully selected based on the season to ensure peak flavor. And many top sushi chefs spend just a street food. It's a cornerstone of Japanese cuisine with thousands of variations. What makes ramen's sourcity of flavors from region to region? Sapporo is famous for its rich miso ramen, Hakata for its made from pork bone broth, while Tokyo prefers a lighter soy sauce-based shoyu ramen. Each region pings such as soft-boiled eggs, tender chashu pork, or dried seaweed, giving each bowl a make a video about this in English, and make sure use music from YT Studio length will be 10 minutes.